and we are doing an Ask Me Anything on Wednesday. We're not going to do it on Friday or Saturday because I have things planned on those days. So we're going to do it today. All right. Ask Me Anything, the Wednesday edition. And when I say ask me anything, I need to give a huge caveat. Ask me anything that is appropriate, not any sort of word salad that you can think of. Okay? Anything appropriate, anything family friendly for YouTube content. Nothing spicy. Uh, if you want to ask me something spicy, put it in a super chat, or you can go to my Buy Me a Coffee and drop the question there, or you can go to Cash App and drop the comment there, or you can sign up for one of my exclusive memberships here. And with that membership, you will be able to have other access to me that you can ask me questions. But here on the live stream, when I say ask me anything, I mean anything that's appropriate or anything that's friendly for YouTube and YouTube audience, a general audience. So that's what I mean when I say ask me anything. Because some people think asking me anything can mean very inappropriate or spicy questions. I'm not going to answer those, especially if it's not in a super chat format. If you want something, if you want me to answer something spicy, it has to be in a super chat format. That's it. Or again, you can drop it in my Buy Me a Coffee app. I chat with people through there as well, or on my um, like my other socials, like on Instagram, or you can email me, or you can drop it through Cash App. Cash Apps allows you to put comments in there. What's up, Bortner? So super chat. If you look at the bottom, I believe the bottom right corner of your screen, it allows you to do what's called supers on here. The supers allow you to drop, say, like a super chat is you leave a comment, but you leave it with some sort of donation. And when you do so, it'll plaster your comment on the screen for everyone else to see in big bold letters and with this colored and all that sort of stuff to let everyone know that you've donated to the channel. And I will and content creators like myself will prioritize those super chat comments above all else, all the other comments. Okay, that's what a super chat is. And there's also super stickers, which is similar, where you can drop a comment with a super sticker, and it's also going to highlight you on here. Or you can do a super thanks. And the super thanks, unlike the super sticker or the super chat, can be done um, even after the live stream is done. It can be done anytime someone's watching this on a rebroadcast. So that's the difference with the super thanks. Like they can give that anytime, either during or after a video has gone live. Uh, Helena says hello. How are you, Helena? Exactly. Well, you would think no one would want to ask anything inappropriate anyway, but you get a lot of trolls and they try to come here with random. Some people literally just hop from one live stream to the next, just asking crazy stuff or saying crazy things to get attention because they don't get it at home or in their personal life. Um, and, you know, telling them I'm not going to respond to their comments unless it's in a super chat donation kind of um, kind of soothes the what's the comment? Try kind of soothes the tempest a bit because they know if I'm going to ignore them unless it's in a super chat. most of them aren't going to put forth money to just troll someone. So it works both ways, both to highlight people who actually have genuine comments and questions, who don't mind contributing to the content creators like myself. And it also keeps away those sorts of trolls who are just looking for attention. So dual purpose for me. Um, Karina Carroll says I look like Wesley Snipes. Uh, I guess if I was 30 years older and darker, possibly. Um, Flabba Jabba says better than e-begging on YouTube. Yeah, I don't beg anyone. I say if I definitely say if you want to contribute, please contribute. But I'm more interested in eyeballs, so to speak. Not physically, but I mean people watching, liking, and subscribing. I'm more than happy for people to just like and subscribe and to keep watching my videos and the stuff that I've already posted. That grows the channel because not everyone has, discretionary income to help out, but when they do, it's very useful to me. It keeps me able to keep drinking coffee, like through my Buy Me a Coffee app, buy fruit snacks, or to, buy new camping, new hiking and camping equipment for my wife, Mrs. Contrarian, who I've shown videos of her actually showing all her little hiking and camping gear, as well as my own bug out bag or whatever you want to call it. Some people call it bug out bags, some call them um, shit hit the fan bags or 72-hour emergency bags or go bags, whatever you call it. But we've both shown our like basically like our gear for like outdoorsy type stuff. Mm. CDP says, "Who is your favorite Sith and who is your favorite Jedi?" Well, Jedi is not even a question. It's Luke Skywalker, and it always will be. That's not even a question. Sith, Darth Vader. I'm an old school Star Wars person, so those are gonna be my favorite Sith and favorite Jedi. Luke was literally the most powerful Jedi who ever lived. Once you read the expanded universe novels, he basically was everything that Anakin fell short of becoming once he turned to the dark side. And of course, Darth Vader is my favorite Sith because one, not just because he was the first, but he his everything about him just makes him a very compelling character. And again, he was the chosen one, so he fell from the grace that his son was able to actually accomplish, and through him was redeemed and became the chosen one, fulfilled the prophecy. And not only that, like Darth Vader in popular culture has been one of the best villains in all of pop culture. So he's definitely my favorite Sith. BWS man says, "Hi, is that a load bearing wall behind you?" I don't know. It's a bedroom wall, so I don't know if it's just drywall or I don't know. I'm not that in depth with architecture like that. Um, Bortner says, "I've noticed there's a lot of trolls in the comments. Also noticed there's a lot of people on live with some serious issues." Yeah, you get both. So again, I've said this in many live streams and on some of my pre-recorded videos. There's a lot of people with mental health issues that gravitate to social media because it gives them the attention that they need. That's for the trolls and for some of the problematic content creators out there. Um, but that doesn't mean you have to pay attention to them. Deny them the very thing that they're looking for, attention. I think most of these people would be better off seeking professional help. And I've said that a number of times, Bortners. Uh, but they have to, people who have those problems, sometimes they have to have people in their lives that can force them into receiving help. But yeah, yeah, frankly, there's a lot of nut jobs that come into YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and all these other streaming, all these other sorts of social media platforms where you can make digital content and live stream stuff like that. So first, we've already got some idiot who's saying something stupid, and he will just be ignored because if you asking me a stupid question, you better pay for it because I'm not going to answer it. Why do you keep asking me about the wall behind you? I'm not an architect. I don't know. Don't really care about, and I'm not trying to be rude, but I have no clue the form the structure of this wall. I don't really care. It's held up. That's the only important thing that matters. Sports Life says, "What's up, man? What's up, Sports Life?" Well, Flabba Jabba, if you don't like the content, you don't find it riveting, no one has asked you to come here, and no one is asking you to stay. Um, Perhaps, just perhaps, you may have read the title of today's topic before you entered the live stream and decided to comment. First of all, you came here with your little stupid ass Exodus fucking quotes that no one gives a fuck about. So you can hit the bricks, bitch. Straight up. If you read the title, it's called Ask Me Anything Wednesday. This is something I do every week. You would know because you haven't been here before. And even if you have, you should still read the title before you just jump into a live stream. That just shows you're a moron. And you're just quoting fucking Bible quotes that you don't even understand. So beat it. Anyway, I don't have a favorite smell, Angsty, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. And I'm not asking any more, answering any more questions about the wall. Drop it in the super chat because that sounds weird as fuck. And yes, I will. This, if you ask me dumb questions, this will become a smoke session, guys. I am with this. I am with the shits. I can fight. So at the end of the day, I don't care because I can fight. Sports Life says I subbed and like appreciate it. Sports Life. Yeah, I'm not getting dreads. That one banana man. Not happening, bro. The CDP. Oh, I know. I know. We're already here. We're in sync. He says, you know, I only asked that to stop the trolls. We've had us both had a similar conversation before. Oh, I know. We know this. CDP says your dough comment is basic and unoriginal. Why, CDP? Why do they think they can keep catching people with dumb shit like that? Like I'm not gonna pre-read a comment before I say it online. Before I say it out loud, right? The, you know these are little numbskull youngsters because again they think they're gonna fool us with something that we were doing like 30 years ago. They're, I'm sorry, Gen Z is just dumb as fuck. And I guarantee that troll is Gen Z. Guarantee it. Bortner says it happens every time. Bortners, it's completely and it's not just my live stream. Bortners. So I've been talking to um, other content creators on YouTube. Um, they tell me like all the live streams are flooded with morons like this guy, and I mean basically just time them out or ban them. But it seems like there's a a constant flux of them. So I'm gonna put this moron in timeout. But it's more idiots coming here than the rational people. And like I said, it's just because this sort of format attracts idiots. They hide behind their anonymity, so they think that that anonymity allows them to be stupid without any repercussions. So it's unavoidable, especially when I do the ask me anything format. I have to be more open to questions, whereas usually when I have like a specific topic board nurse, I only answer those questions to the given topic. So like a few days ago, so I did a whole topic on talking about the mind and behavior. And so I pretty much ignored anything that didn't have anything to do with the topic. But the Ask Me Anything is a random sort of topic format. So I invite random questions, but I always give the caveat that those, questions have to be appropriate and coherent. And for most of these trolls, that's too much to ask. Mark Locklear says, "What's the title?" So the title is "Ask Me Anything Wednesday edition." I do this once a week, usually towards the weekend, but sometimes I mix it up and do it either at the beginning or the middle of the week, where I allow people to ask me like random questions. Usually, I'm hoping for more insightful questions or questions like or fun questions like stuff about pop culture, like when I was asked about favorite Sith and favorite Jedi, stuff like that. Because people who've been on my channel before know that that's a favorite topic of mine: Star Wars or comic books and sci-fi, sci-fantasy, stuff like that. Um, or that I'll talk about really dry intellectual things as well. Well, within reason. I won't get like too enmeshed in like jargon and technical stuff, so that most people can understand what we're talking about. But usually, like on Ask Me Anything days like today, Ask Me Anything Wednesday, I invite people to just ask me random questions. Sometimes people just want to know more about me or more about my opinions on some given current event or whatever, something like that. A boy nurse says, "I like you, Jessica Contrarian. You can get stern, and I like it. Appreciate it." I'm pretty lighthearted, but I don't play with some of these jesters. Mark Locklear says Trump for the win. So you've probably seen some of my content in the past. All right, Tyrone. He has the most stereotypical black name, Tyrone Washington. He probably is as stupid as his name sounds. He's going on timeout. Also, I cannot answer anything that's written in another language. I know a little bit of French. I can do that. But if you come in here spelling stuff in Cyrillic alphabet, and you're probably doing so just because you don't want me to guess that you're saying something inappropriate. However, I can take context clues. So if I get the inkling that you're saying something repeatedly offensive in another language, I'm just going to ban you from the channel, because I'm pretty sure, regardless of where you live, I don't care if you're in Lithuania, Russia, Ukraine, Czech Republic, wherever, you have something that you can use to translate into English there. whether it's Google or something else. So people who constantly feed comments into the chat in Cyrillic or some other language, you will get timed out. Ivan T said was good, man. I'm just chilling, you know. Uh, went to the gym, did like a little pre-workout before the gym. Didn't do my main run that I like to do every day. For those who don't know, I like to do a long, slow run every day. It's part of my basic fitness. Oh, also for you guys, if you aren't members, might consider becoming a member, even at the lowest level. Contrarian, I do. I have made some exclusive member only content, and I'm going to continue doing so. So today I released a members only video of me doing a stretch routine for those who might want, you know, like a flexibility routine. Very basic, nothing. It's nothing difficult like doing like some sort of advanced yoga. It's a stretching routine that comes from the classic Army PT drills, physical fitness that we used to do in the morning. Um, Before we started out our specific workout, we would do usually some sort of stretching routine as a warm up and also as a cool down after that workout. So I did that on video for people to enjoy, but that's only for members. So if you guys are interested, you can become a member, you know, for just like a few dollars and get access to that stuff. And you know, once this channel grows bigger, I'm probably going to start a Discord. Um, I might do a Discord so I can actually talk with people who want to chat with me outside of the channel, or talk with other people who are invested in the channel as well on Discord. So, but that will have to wait until the channel grows a bit. At about 1,600 people, that's probably not a priority right now. But be on the lookout for that. But right now, you can sign up to be a member, and I do post some exclusive content as of the last few days. So, like I said, if you want to see my stretching routine, you can check that out if you have membership, or I might post something on my community tabs just for members from time to time. So, enough of that. And back to the chat. True Hefe says fighter, not a lover. You can be both, right? Cashton guy says, "Can you mod me? I'm not moderating someone who I don't know yet. You have to be someone I've actually personally contacted outside of this channel to be a mod." Give me 1 second, guys. Spoken to my wife. I just let her. I should let her know that I just bought the new McDonald's Happy Meal. Yes, I buy Happy Meals. I don't care. It's a Happy Meal that combines Yu-Gi-Oh and Hello Kitty. It's pretty. I just saw it literally on Facebook while I was at the gym, and one of my homeboys and I was like, "Yo, let's go get it." So we went there, and as soon as we pull up, is people already in the drive-through that were coming. You knew they were coming specifically for Happy Meals. It was a bunch of adults coming for these Happy Meals. All of us like anime, like anime fans. I knew the guy in front of our vehicle was coming to get the Happy Meal because he had nothing but anime characters on the back of his SUV. So I showed my wife my the toy that I got in the my Happy Meal box, and I'm gonna save the box when it's like a really cool Happy Meal box. I'll save them, which is rare, but they usually do like at least one every couple of so years that I'll really like. So Kristen Bainan says, "Hey from London, UK. What's up, Kristen? How are you? Hope you stay, come back." And Cashton, if you change the name, I'm sorry because maybe you're someone who's been here before and you just changed your YouTube handle. But Generally, um, I don't mod I don't add moderators unless I've spoken with them off the channel, so I can get a grasp of whether there's a person that can help out or whatever. So one of the people who's a moderator and helps me manage the channel generally is my wife, Mrs. Contrarian. So she's an important fixture here, but she can't always do it, of course. Excuse me. Another new moderator is Miss Needle, who we've become friends off the channel from her just constantly, coming here and being very supportive. And she's a really cool person. So I asked her to be a moderator and she accepted. So I think I'm good with moderators for now. Once the channel doubles in size, I will be looking for others. So we'll see. Todd Picogram, aka Satan. That's a hell of a YouTube handle. Says Abraham Lincoln or Andrew Jackson. I don't even get the choice. Of course, Abraham Lincoln. One freed the slaves, the other one's a slave owner and committed Indian genocide. So not too hard to pick. True Hefe says sending hate from Michael Jackson. Thanks. Huh? I don't get that. I saw you, Kristen. Did you repost? Could you? Guys, I'm always gonna be like 5 minutes behind the chat just because I like to. One, I like to scroll through and see the comments before I comment on them, and also I comment, I leave, I reply to your comments. So because I do actually reply to your comments, not just the super chats, I reply to everybody's comments. It's gonna leave me a little behind in the chat room. 5 minutes behind us. So, but that doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. It just means I'm 5 minutes behind the chat and the current comments. But I will get to you. Trust me. The only reason I won't get to you is if it's something weird or inappropriate and you get the gist. Or again, like someone puts something in another language. And I'll give that person one time, but from now on I'm gonna start timing people out when they come in here using Cyrillic or some sort of um, Asians um, Asian writing format. Like you can switch it to English if you wanted to. You're just purposefully doing that to say something weird or offensive. Kristen says, "LOL." The Gen Z comment. It is Kristen because most of these trolls are stupid and they're young. Now, if you're a 40 or 50-year-old troll, you probably should. Well, I'm not gonna say that on here. I have to watch what I say. If you're like 40 or 50 and you're trolling, your life hasn't amounted to much, and you should do some hard life considerations on how further you want to keep that life going. I'll put it that way. But the but by and large, the majority are 25 and under, and they're stupid, and they think they can trick me into saying something or revealing something as if Gen X weren't doing this in our youth, and even some of the older millennials as well. Older millennials and Gen X, we were prank calling, we were trolling, we did all sorts of stuff. We had a whole thing on The Simpsons where Bart would call into Moe's tavern and try to trick Moe into saying something inappropriate for everyone else to hear so they could laugh at him. That's not going to work on me. So again, they're only Gen Z would think that they're doing something novel because they're too stupid to look back at previous TV and movies to see that this was something that's been going on for a long time. So, yeah, they're dumb. I mean, and I'm not even joking about them being dumb because they actually put on my little psychology cap for a second. Their IQs have gone, the average IQ of the younger generations have gone down in the past 30 years. This was actually predicted in a book called The Bell Curve back in 1994, exactly 30 years ago. And um, we're seeing a reverse where it's not, I, I should be nice. They're not becoming dumber per se. Well, some of them are, but what it is that they're actually just much worse at abstract reasoning than the previous generations, which is why they tend to do stupid things. Put it that way. Mm, 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 mm. All right, so this guy is getting timed out. I've warned people stop using these little foreign languages using Cyrillic or Asian symbols. If you had something worth mentioning, you would put it in English for everyone to see. Constitution Andy says Gen Z is mad that the world and the future they look and their future looks so grim. Really, it's not though. It's really not. That's just their. If you, this is why people. This is why a lot of people who are trained in things like behavioral research and statistics will tell people look at the trend lines, not the headlines. Meaning, look at the statistical trends of what's going on today. Don't just go by what comes on the evening news because if you look at the news, the sky is always falling. But if you follow statistical trends, you'll realize that looking at the history of violence, we're living in one of the most peaceful of times. We're looking at a time where less people are suffering from poverty and hunger than in any other previous time period in human history. Things are on the up. Are there a lot of problems that we face today? Absolutely. Absolutely. But Gen Z does not have it that bad. What they are suffering from, though, this is a legitimate gripe that Gen Z should have and do have is that America and other westernized societies seem to be in some sort of end stage capitalism, which is is an unstable sort of uh, it's an unstable sort of economic position for us to be in, and it's causing a lot of problems. That they have now with that they have a genuine gripe with that. That points to them being more politically active and backing the right people. Maybe don't back people just out of identity politics. Novel idea, huh? Maybe don't back someone just based on party. How about you back people based on the policies that they provide that can ensure that you have a better future? At the end of the day, it's the economy, stupid. That's the common refrain by people who are political centrists. It's the economy, stupid. And I'm not saying you, by the way. I'm just saying that's the actual like turn of phrase. It's the economy, stupid. If you vote based on policy, not on party, not on identity politics, not on who you feel comfortable sharing a beer with at a bar, but you just vote based on policy and policy alone, we have better political outcomes, which will inevitably lead to better economic outcomes. But, you know, some people rather have a symbolic victory than a real one. So there you go. I thought I put this guy in timeout. Oh, there we go. Um, some guy tried to insult me and couldn't even spell it correctly. Yeah, sucks for him. Do, do, do. I don't even know what flag that is, to be honest. That guy's posting. Bortner says, "Hey, hey, I'm a Gen Z, elder Gen Z, but I'm still a Gen Z. We aren't all bad." No, 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 no. Don't. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I can't like. Again, I'm someone who's steeped in behavioral statistics and behavior research. Just because I make a general, just because I make a general statement doesn't mean it's a universal statement. Understand the difference, right? A general statement is saying, okay, on average, these folks are like X, Y, or Z, right? But I can't say for each individual within that group that they all fit that category. Obviously not. There are some really good folks right now who are Gen Z. What I'm saying is, for many of them, the sense of entitlement, the the uh, the lower testosterone levels, the lower average IQ are all features of a problem particular to your generation. We have our own. We all have our own. Every generation has had their own struggles. My parents, who are probably your grandparents or maybe even great grandparents. No, you said your elder Gen Z, so probably your grandparents, the baby boomers. They're known as the narcissist. Sorry, they're known as like the sociopathic generation because they're sensitive. Because like their grandchildren, a grandiose sense of entitlement, and the fact that they were given the most provisions and social hand ups within a generation and decided to strip them away from everyone else who came after them. And they're just really annoying, which is why why it became so popular to just say "okay, boomer" to anyone within that generation that says like blanketed statements about other people. So I don't want you to misconstrue me as being like the baby boomers and making blanketed statements about every single Gen Z person. I'm not saying this about every Gen Z person. I'm just saying generally a lot of a lot of them are a bit entitled, a bit uh, effeminate because of the low testosterone levels in the males, lower average IQ, which is going to show in them having uh, poor reasoning abilities. But that's not going to be true for every single Gen Z person. Not at all. The with and behavioral statistics, is usually the case that there's always bigger differences within a group than between groups. So there's going to be bigger differences within the Gen Z amongst different individuals than between groups, say like Gen Z and millennials and Gen X and baby boomers. So the differences within the group is going to be bigger than the differences between different groups. Hope that I hope that helps. I know that was really nerdy and you didn't want to hear all of that. I'm sorry. Kirsten says, "Hey, what do you do for a job? You office based or out and about?" I am both, so I work remotely most of the time. I was actually excited about going back to the office, but the office where I currently am is like nothing there. It's just office space. So I literally just have to bring my own computer and phone there because I work in as a marketing assistant for a big mortgage lender. I'm not using their name here anymore because I've already insulted them a few. Well, I've insulted the person whom I'm under there quite a few times. So I don't want to use the name of that company after I've already insulted the person who's a part of their firm. Um, but yeah, I am a market assistant for them. But more generally, I work in lead generation and direct marketing. And it may not continue with this company, maybe with another, but in any case, that's what I do, my shtick. I also part time am a self defense coach. So that's it in a nutshell. Asian Mind says, "Have you ever smoked crack?" No, have you? Sound That's a very weird question to ask someone, but YouTube. Latino for Trump says, "Bro, people will be clowns. Don't let that shit get to you. Keep your head up." Oh yeah, I'm good, man. I'm cool. Like I said, I already know that when you live stream, you just have to deal with a lot of trolls. But like I said, once there's a lot of people in the chat, then that's when there's like a need for moderators, so I can just corral it a bit more. Otherwise, they'll flood the chat room so bad that I can never get to the legitimate comments or questions. But I'm good. Bortner says, "I like hearing you talk, very articulate and clear to end a topic before moving on to another." I appreciate it. Thank you. CDP says, "Yeah, ask me anything does open the floodgates, unfortunately, but you can handle yourself usually on Fridays." Yeah. I kind of roast them back, don't I? Latino for Trump says, "When did you realize that hip hop took a downfall?" Oh, that's a good question. It okay. So it depends. So I, I know I'm not gonna be. I promise I won't be wishy washy, but it kind of depends, right? Because you have you have the downfall for it, maybe artistically, and then you have the downfall for it, like as a as an industry. So, I, and then you might say there's been multiple downfalls depending on like what you value in hip hop, right? Um, so I can say the first downfall was probably in the '90s when record companies realized that they could really sell a lot of records through hip hop, and in doing so, they required a lot of their artists to be a certain way. Like it, 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 it was hard to be someone who's called like conscious hip hop back in the '90s because they were pretty much only promoting gangster rap. Like even NWA, like NWA said used to always say, "Hey, we're not gangster rap, we're reality rap." But of course, they're gonna be pushed to promote the gangsterism, if that's a real word. I'm not sure in their music. But when you look at people like Ice Cube, who also was like um, into like a lot of social political causes, even today, um, you can see where the music could have been another way. But yeah, like back in the '90s, like they were forcing a lot of artists to choose a camp, and usually, and sometimes, a lot of artists don't want to choose a particular camp. They might like to do something that's like more in the streets, but they might to do something that's more like for like just being good for clubs and parties. And some might want to put out like more politically conscious rap or whatever. But back then, and still so probably now, they push people into certain camps to promote them. And if they didn't fall into a certain camp, the record producers were at odds to put those people out there and promote them well so that they could have fruitful careers. And usually the camp that they pushed most people in the '90s was like the gangster rap stuff. Then you saw in the 2000s there was like a flourishing of the conscious rap again, sort of, but it was more like the that and like the party type vibe, which I don't mind that. But I think that 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 90s when they started pushing everyone into like specific camps, particularly the gangster rap, was the fall of the industry as a whole, right? That was a that was a major downturn. And then now and like up like recently into the 2010s and now with them pushing like just the drill rap and all and the these female strippers acting as rappers, strip hop. That's what I don't consider people like Megan Thee Stallion or um, Cardi B and um, Ice Spice and Sexy Red, like they're not real rappers. To me, they're just strip hop. Did you have people like that in the 90s? Yes. But they could still also rap. These chicks cannot. Um, and it's like they're just pushing degeneracy. So I think we're at the lowest point in hip hop right now where it's just degeneracy. Like this is worse than the 90s. Like in the 90s it was really bad when everything had to be gangster rap. But now it's just all degeneracy, like the drill rap, the strip hop, the like the BET awards, like that. This I say within the mm, past 8 years or so. This is when we've. I think this is the lowest, one of the lowest points in hip hop right now. I honestly I don't even listen to it anymore except when I'm working out because I like to hear a little bit of degeneracy when I'm working out to keep me pumped. Outside of that, I, yeah, you won't hear me really listening to it when I'm not working out. It's just that bad. Sorry for that long answer. Kristen says, "Where have you traveled in the world? Is there anywhere you'd like to go?" Oh, there's many places I like to go. I mean, so far I've been to places in East Asia, Southeast Asia, places in Western Europe, but some places I want to go to in other parts of Europe, Latin America, Central Asia, other parts of East Asia. I mean, so for instance, like I've been to quite a few places on my bucket list, like Tokyo, Japan, which was a delight, or Bangkok, Thailand. Um, I've been to like places in Germany and and several other places, but there's still a lot of places I like to go. So I will be going to Hong Kong soon because that was one of the things on my bucket list too. So I will be going there soon. I don't, of course, I like I said, I never tell people when I'm going somewhere online because I believe in OPSEC or operational security. So I'm not going to tell people when or where I'm going at the same time. If you know when, you're not going to know the where. If you know the where, you're not going to know the when. So, um, but yeah, Hong Kong is definitely on the list. Also, I would like to eventually hit all seven continents, including Antarctica. Excuse me, Antarctica. Um, I haven't been to Latin America yet because it really, to be frank, Antarctica. I mean, excuse me, Latin America, South America particularly has not really been very appealing to me. But I want to go just to get those stamps on my passport, just to say, hey, I've been to X, Y, and Z. Um, and I'm sorry, yeah, Africa hasn't been on my bucket list. I am going to go, but there's not too many places there that are particularly appealing to me. There's a few countries that that I'm thinking about going, but I don't have any particular country there out of the 50 so countries there now that is like a must see. But I will eventually go there as well. And then of course the Pacific Islands, which are all like tropical paradises when it's not when it's not tropical storm season. That is. Bunch of places I like to go. Like there's an island nation right outside of the Philippines called Palau that I like to go to. It was actually a U.S. territory up until the 80s, and they struck a deal with their government once they granted them independence, that they still will keep our American military there and they still use our American currency, which makes it easy. So you don't have to switch your currency when you go there. They use American money. I'm pretty sure most of the people speak English, but they're Pacific Island people. Um, so that's that's another place I like to go. And here in America, it's itself, there are some places I want to go. All the so-called flyover states that people ignore, other than the people who actually live in those places, I would like to see. And I'm talking about places like Wyoming and Montana and North Dakota and South Dakota. So there's quite a few places here in America I like to visit before I make my eventual expatriation overseas and not come back. Zaki Ahmedi says, "What do you think about the new dog shit DC comics they release?" I haven't even been abreast of the new stuff. Like honestly, like a lot of stuff that Marvel and DC push out, I don't even keep up with because it's so convoluted. Like they always want to have these interwoven stories amongst all these different characters, so they can have some overarching like theme for the entire comic books. Like DC was notorious with this, with like their infinite crises on infinite Earths. They always call it crises something, and then Marvel has done a similar thing with the Secret Wars and Infinity Wars, and usually something to do with war. um, so I'll just check out individual like characters that I like. So I like Batman particularly in DC. So I'll stay attuned to what's going on with him without looking at what's going on in the larger DC multiverse. Same thing with Marvel. I'll stay attuned to what's going on with a specific character like Spider-Man, for instance, without looking at everything that's going on in the entire Marvel multiverse. But nothing this year has really appealed to me as of yet. The the latest thing I've bought was the new run on Captain Marvel. I mean, excuse me, no, sorry, Captain America, that came out back in 2023. I think October 2023. That was probably like the newest thing that I bought. But usually, most of the stuff I'm getting is usually back issues from stuff from like the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. Not really anything new. I really don't like the new stuff. Turbo says, "Do you believe in God?" Is it Turbo? Yeah, it's Turbo. I'm sorry. Do you believe in God? Why or why not? Which God are we referring to? It's like humans have believed in hundreds of thousands of different deities, so you're gonna have to nail down one of them to ask me which one I believe in. PerDrip. So now you put it in English. Appreciate that. He said, "What about Russians? I am not good in English." You said SMTH bad about me. No. I didn't say anything bad about you. I was saying that I can't read your Cyrillic. There's no way for me to comment. There's no way for me to reply to your comment if you don't leave it in English, because I don't, for one, I don't speak any Slavic or Eastern European language. So if you put something in some sort of Slavic or Eastern European language, I'm not going to be able to respond to your comment because I don't speak those languages, obviously, right? But I was saying, if you are, have Google or something like that, everyone has some sort of language translator on their devices, whether it's through Apple or through Google or through Chat GPT. You can use those. You can use those software applications to translate something into English from your native language, whatever it is. But but if you post a comment that's not in English, whether it's in Russian or some other Slavic language, it's going to be impossible for me to comment. And sometimes people do that purposely just so they can say bad things. I'm not saying you were saying bad things. I was saying it's likely that people who continue to comment in their own native language are doing it purposefully. So, but I have nothing against Russians, by the way. I have Russian friends. Almost dated a really cute Russian girl back in college. Really cute. Russian girls are pretty cute generally. um, like I said, I have a Russian uh, homeboy. He's Jewish and Russian. He's currently in Israel, whom I worked with previously several years ago, and still stay in contact with him on Facebook. No, and I think I answered you, Zaki. Like I said, none of the stuff I've bought recently has been new stuff coming out of either DC or Marvel. Like I said, the newest thing I got was the first issue of the new run of Captain America, which came out last year in 2023. All the other stuff that I've bought since then has been from earlier times. Then there was also back in 2022 when I bought the new Spider-Man issue number one, and I basically only just did that because I liked the cover art. That was pretty much the only reason I bought it. But it was actually a good issue. Um, but I don't read a lot of the new stuff. The Turbo already answered your question. You gotta tell me which god you're referring to. There's literally hundreds of thousands of them that people have conceived. So gonna have to do that. And Saki, I don't know why you decided to be racist, but you just earned yourself a ban. See, I was talking to him in good faith, CDP, and he just went off on a, I don't know. Mark says, hello, dude. I'm from Scotland. What's up, Mark? What's going on? PerDrip, he's gone. Don't even worry about him. Same thing to Bortners. Like, you guys saw I was answering him in good faith. Like, I thought we were just going to chop it up about comic books and then he just decided to, use N words. Like, congratulations, you earned a ban. Now he can go troll someone else until they ban him as well. John Stamper says, hell yeah, Steve Urkel. No, if you're gonna call me a black nerd, I would prefer to be Dwayne Wayne from a different world, not Steve Urkel from Family Matters. He was he was he was a mockery of black nerds. He wasn't like an actual black nerd. Dwayne Wayne was like what would typify an actual black nerd. Mark Blair says I can teach you my Scottish dialect of North Ayrshire. I hope I said that right. I mean, you can try, but it might be hard. It's not in like Gaelic or anything like that, is it? PerDrip says you're my brother. Appreciate it, PerDrip. CP says where's Miss Contrarian or Dilford? Um, Moderation. Actually, Dilford hasn't asked. Has he? I don't know if he asked me to be a moderator or not, but I could consider that. He's a good guy. Um, Mrs. Contrarian. What time is it? Sheesh. Um, I I'm not sure if she's work. I gotta check if she's working from home or she's commuting today, but she will probably be getting ready for work, so she can't moderate unless she's staying home. Oh, I blocked them, Kristen. Pure Drip says I'm from Russia, but I know you're my brother. Appreciate that. Matthew says hello again. I want to check back with you if you're still interested in the Volkswagen Jetta. I don't believe we've ever talked about that. You may have confused me with some other creator on a different live stream, but we've never talked about that, and I have no need for a vehicle right now. Kristen says, when will you actually start answering questions, please, as I'll come back? I am answering questions. You can ask me another one right now. Like I said before, like I'm going to be like 5 minutes behind the comments because as I reply to each comment, it puts me uh, a step behind the actual flow of the chat room. Even to stop and ban a timeout people takes up time. So PerDrip says I won't come to your home with my AK-47. Um, I don't know if that's geared towards me, but I would hope you wouldn't. That wouldn't be cool. So how did dude go from D? So how did dude talk go like Zachy, this guy, whatever his real name is? How does go from asking me about comic books to calling me N words to then going into some completely homoerotic type stuff? This is why I'm saying a lot of people online have mental health issues. Puppy3 says, "Do you have eyebrows?" Yeah, your mother's pussy just singed them off. I don't know what Daniel's hype talking about. CDP says, "Oh, cool. I remember Miss Anito from months ago. She's awesome. Yeah, like she's now a moderator. We were so inside information. We were actually planning to do a live stream again today. We've already done one live stream. If you haven't seen it already, CDP, you can check it out previously. And, um, but we were gonna do another one today, but I was at the gym longer than I anticipated because it was two friends and myself. So it took a little bit longer since we were working through our sets. So I told her I probably wouldn't be home in time to do it. Plus, she has some stuff to do as well at home. So it probably just mutually worked out that we couldn't do it today, but we're gonna try to do it again. I don't think tomorrow because she's supposed to have some take care of some medical stuff. I won't get too specific on that, but she has to deal with some medical stuff, and we might do it like Friday. We'll see. I'll touch base with her tomorrow, see how she's doing with her medical stuff, and if if it's possible, we can do it tomorrow. But we were supposed to do that today, probably earlier though. Daniel says he's from Poland. Okay, Daniel, that's what's up. Skillet Water says, "Hell yeah, it's you again." What's up, Skillet? Jesse James says, "Yo, can I ask you a question?" Well, you literally just did. You mean can you? Instead of saying, "Can you ask me a question?" Just ask the question, and then I'll choose whether it's something I find suitable to answer or not. But the topic is literally called "Ask Me a Question," so you don't have to ask me if you can ask a question. That's kind of redundant. Can I get an eighth? I don't know. Can you get an eighth? Grammar matters. King Crypto says hello. What's up, King Crypto? Jesse says, what are your thoughts on that? Did I miss a question? A second question of yours? You said, um, what what do I think about that? But I'm not sure what you're referring to. All right, crypto's on going bye bye. CDP says try to ask a question and wait. No need to respond to what he's saying. He gets 5 to 10 minutes delay in catching up. Right. I don't know why people don't understand it. Like if I'm replying to comments, it's going to put me behind where the current chat room is with the current question or comment because I'm literally answering things in real time as I see them coming through the chat. So it's no way I'm going to be abreast of the very um, the most common comment as I'm answering previous ones, unless I just skip ahead to them. Jesse James says you're talking about the political world. Well, what question did you have as far as the political world? Like that's what I didn't see a specific question, but yeah, I talk about stuff dealing with politics, sometimes religion, science, current events, comic books, movies, any and all things that I'm have a vested interest and I'll talk about. The only thing I really don't talk much about is sports just because I'm not a sports aficionado like that. I'm not really a big sports fan aside of like taking interest in my alma mater. Jesse says, be cool, man. Talk to you later. Thanks, Jesse. Like I said, if you have a specific question, don't be afraid to ask me. A perpetrator basis, put him back in time. You hold the power, God. I love it. Echo 34 says you look like NLE. Not to be rude, I don't know who NLE is. Again, guys, if you're talking about these recent rappers, I don't listen to them. So Matthew Kidd says name a car for an edit. Uh huh. What you mean for an edit? Julian said, "What's up, my boy? What's up?" Anthony Soprano says, "Oh, we got O.J. Simpson over there." I don't think so. Well, first of all, he's passed away. Um, but yeah, I in no way resemble O.J. Simpson. You would think with the moniker Anthony Soprano, you would at least be a little bit smarter, like Anthony, like Tony Soprano himself. He wouldn't just say something that stupid. But of course, you aren't Tony Soprano. So CDP says, what advice would you give to someone who has had the same career for 15 years but wants to change to a not so similar career? So it depends on what that career is and what you would like to do in place of it. So some people are making a move to like IT and cyber, like going out and getting those certifications that they can start a job in like IT or the cybersecurity industry. And usually they'll start off on the lower tier, at a help desk, like one of those little virtual help desk sort of thing. That might be a move that a lot of people are making, especially if they're in a career that they find as a dead end or might being or that career is being automated. So they're slowly but surely being pushed out because once it gets automated, they won't need physical people on deck to do it, like people in many aspects of the service industry. So I would say look into what may interest you, what you can get into that can still pay the bills. Like I said, a lot of people moving into IT and cybersecurity. That might be one move. Others might. I don't. Like I said, it depends on like what. It probably depends on like financial stuff too. Like, are they financially secure that they can move into another career path or job where money isn't a concern? If it is a concern, then more than likely they're probably gonna have to seek training, retraining in that new field. Like I said, with IT is the big one right now. Some people are trying to make it as social media influencers, whatever the influencer is. So it depends really. Like I said, what their 15-year career has been, what sort of background they have, so they can translate to another type of job that'll pay them if they're interested in doing a new career, or they just need a job to help pay the bills It depends, but 15 years isn't that's not too long nowadays. So it's like, say if someone started their career like at 15 and now they're 37, there's still time. CDP says Coast Contra are an amazing intelligence and conscious rap group. Try Coast Contra, Breathe and Stop. I think you truly enjoy. I haven't even heard of them. I'll look that up on my Spotify after I get off though. Flutterby says Batman. What's up, Flutterby? Oh, Flutterby, can you tell them like so you saw my exclusive members only video early today. Was that useful? Do you think that might be useful for other people who might want like to see like a flexibility routine, like a really basic level flexibility routine? She's a member, by the way, guys. My nice Flutterby out there in England. CDP says, "Hi Flutterby, good timing. You missed the chaos. He's about 10 minutes behind at the moment. Damn, I know I was 10 minutes behind." So Flutterby says, "What's the subject for today?" It's my weekly Ask Me Anything topic where people can just ask me random questions and I'll answer them to the best of my ability as long as it's an appropriate question. Flubby says, "Oh my God, CDP, what happened? Or should I not ask?" You could go ahead and tell her. He says, so you'll see he's catching up. He already had to block and time out a lot of people. Yep. Um, Flubby says, I'm Marvel more than DC, but I do enjoy when they merge, usually thanks to Deadpool breaking walls. Actually, so as far as Deadpool's never he breaks the fourth wall, but he's never come into like the DC multiverse because DC and Marvel have not done anything since probably like the 2000s or 90s where they had like a thing where they let the two play together. Now in the movies they have um so for instance when James Gunn was making his move to become the head of uh, the DC cinematic universe, he was finishing up Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and DC actually helped him finish up that movie. Whereas on the DC side, I believe that Marvel helped them um, with some stuff too, like for instance with Justice League to finish that up when Joss before Joss Whedon got canceled. uh, Marvel helped him like finish up the Justice League for them, and I believe they also helped them either with like uh, either with Aquaman 2 or with Suicide Squad, but they haven't played well. They haven't played well together when it comes to the comic books in a long time. So Deadpool's never, at least yet, broken the fourth wall and went into the DC multiverse. Yeah, Muhammad. Yeah, you're not marrying me. You're a dude. I can tell from the MD, which for guys, if you don't know, when you encounter people, if you encounter people online, particularly like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and it says MD or MHD, that is short for Muhammad because so many people are fucking named Muhammad in the world that to keep them from confusing themselves, they have to use MD and then put their other name or initial to separate themselves from like literally millions of other people. I'm not marrying a dude, I'm not gay. Don't move that way. Don't swing that way. You need to move on. You need to find a woman. We need to find professional help. CPG, I know Miss Needle. She's a warrior. I watch her too. Amazing woman. Yeah, she's pretty too. She thinks she's wasting away. I told her no, she's a pretty woman. I know she has her medical struggles, but hopefully she'll get through them. Flurby says it's called desperate for immediate media attention, mood swings, trolling equals tantrum, toddler, loose with more with mom's phone. Free Mayo says if you have $1 million and your dad needs a surgery for 999,000, would you pay for it? Nope. If you knew my situation with my father, you will understand why I answered the way I do. However, I have put it in previous. Well, I haven't put too much out there because I'm not gonna put too much of why he and I don't see eye to eye. But he literally just called me a few days ago, and I not only didn't answer it, but I blocked him. So if he has surgery, if he needs surgery, I don't know. He better find a way to make money in a quick amount of time, like he once told me when I had a situation. So fuck him. Anyway, CDP says agreed. Flutterby is attention seeking and a lack of patience mixed with mental health issues or kids having unfettered access to the internet. Yes, it's all those things combined. CDP. All right, I'm gonna try to move this ahead so I can catch up with some of the more recent comments. I apologize, guys. Flutterby just gifted another Contrarian membership, guys. Thank you a lot, Flutterby. She is a sweetie, by the way, guys. She also, by the way, she also has her own channel. Go check out Flutterby's channel. She has some content on her channel, and you might delight in her British accent. Like I think a lot of people would just like listening to her talk. Like she would be the person you would want. She would be the person you would want to read you a story. Like like in school when it was like the coolest thing in elementary school when the teacher would sit down and read like the story to the class. She would be the one you would want to hear, whose voice you would want to hear, like reading a story to everybody. So she gave that membership on to Kirkland Red. What's up, Kirkland? By the way, Flutterby says sorry, CDP was trying to gift the membership to you. He says okay. I'm just glad Just A Contrarian gets the money. You're amazing. Thank you a lot, Flutterby. She, like I said, guys, she's a sweetie, and like I said, if you haven't heard her or seen her content on her channel, go check it out. She gifted a membership to Sophie Loves All Animals. Thank you. And Flutterby says that membership exclusive was awesome. The warm up exercises are so on point. And girls, he's topless. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Oh, you let it out. Oh, I, I was gonna keep. I wasn't going to mention that part. The only person I mentioned that to Miss Needles, and she was laughing, but yeah, I was going to keep that part out. That's the whole part of it being exclusive. um, CDP says, I think Marvel Studios and DC Action have different licenses compared to the comics, which is why there are different IP crossovers. Comics were stopped by DC. Stan Lee wanted more before he passed. Yeah, so here's where it gets confusing, CDP. So yeah, so the comic books and the merchandise attached to it, all that is Marvel Entertainment, which is separate from Marvel Studios. What happened was though they made Kevin Feige also head of Marvel Entertainment as well. So now he controls both Marvel Studios and Marvel Entertainment. And also Marvel Studios and Marvel TV used to be separate too, and they put all of Marvel TV within Marvel Studios. So Kevin Feige pretty much runs everything Marvel related right now for Disney. And that wasn't the issue. The issue was like with whatever the rivalry was between the two media companies, Marvel Entertainment and DC. I don't know if they were calling themselves DC Entertainment at the time or just DC Comics or whatever. But at some point in the 2000s, they just refused to work together in these little crossovers. So I think the so I'm not sure. So like I said, the last crossover I seen between the two was like somewhere in the 2000s, and they haven't done that since. They even have, and I don't know if it was that very crossover, but one of them I remember they actually like made the two multiverses like actually like um living beings. So that was really weird, but in any case, I think most fans would like to see them work together and do some recent crossovers, because of course we would like to see Deadpool crossover into the DC multiverse, and maybe likewise have Lobo, because Lobo, for better or worse, is more of DC's Deadpool. Like have Lobo go into Marvel, and that would be a cool thing, right? But they've had a lot of good crossovers in the past, like when they had the merger of heroes into one character, like when Batman and Wolverine became one character, and a bunch of other characters they made into an amalgam of two or three different characters in one, or the one where they had the Justice League take on I think the Avengers or whatever, and they fought, and like you had people like Batman taking on the Hulk, or you had another one where it was like a crossover with Batman and Captain America, but it was Batman and Captain America from like the 40s. So that was pretty cool. So they need to do more stuff like that again. And they can do it either through like their two like Marvel's What If and DC's Elseworlds. They could do it that way. But in any case, they should definitely start working on some crossovers because fans will love it. And of course, the creme de la creme would be they actually put it in a movie, have like a Marvel Studios and DC Studios crossover in the movies. If that doesn't make $1 billion, somebody screwed the pooch. A celebrity says, "I do love how Marvel films still honor Stanley after his passing. Always brings a lump to my throat." Right there, so they've even been considering if they wanted to bring back Stanley in the Marvel movies using um what do they call that technology? Fake deep fake technology. So they've been considering bringing So there's been a lot of ideas. Some said since Deadpool breaks the fourth wall that they should use him in place of Stanley from now on in the Marvel movies. But I think that would get tiring really fast doing that, especially because his sort of humor may not always gel with every sort of Marvel film. And the deep fake can be problematic too, unless they get like consent from the Stanley estate. Then maybe that would be okay. But still, a deep fake of Stanley is not going to be the same of that amazing man actually being there. I was sad that I didn't get to see him before his passing in 2019 because at the time he was actually supposed to appear at a Comic Con in Manila, Philippines. It was actually a comic book convention that was put together by Manny Pacquiao. Um, and from what my friend has said, who works in the indie art scene in the Philippines, he was saying actually a lot of people didn't sign on to do it. And so Stanley um, backed out of it, and this was right before he died. So in place of him, they had got the lady who plays Captain America's girlfriend. What's her name? Peggy. So Peggy was supposed to come in his place, but she didn't come either, and that comic book convention actually ended up getting shut down because I think they just didn't have enough um, venues to support that convention happening. But would have been my that would have been that would have been the last time people would have been able to see him, and it would have been overseas too. So it would have been phenomenal because they they nerd out so heavily in the Philippines. You wouldn't even guess how big of a comic all the comic book geeks out there is. They would have geeked out so hard having Stanley there. They would have shown him love. but I don't think he would have been healthy enough to take that flight because it's this is like a 15-hour flight, like from directly from like LAX or San Francisco to the Philippines. But anyway, all that's to say, Stanley was amazing, and I would have enjoyed seeing him before he passed. And I'm not sure whether they're gonna continue using him in the movies as a deep fake technology or replace him with someone else like Deadpool. But either way, it's not gonna be the same as the first um the first like 15 years of with 12 years of Marvel movies. Flutterby says, "Oh, CDP asked Flutterby what is her favorite YouTube handle." She says, "Oh my God, my voice has such a terrible accent." No, it's not. You have a beautiful accent. Like I said, you would be the teacher that every kid would be like, "Ooh, I want her to read these books." Like you had that accent. Like every kid would be like, "We want her to read the books." I'm telling you, like guys, if you if you think I'm capping, go to her channel and watch her videos where she's speaking. Guarantee you'll like her accent. Now my accent, I know I sound like a frog. I know I do. But she no. Beautiful accent. CDP says for to be I'm Mancunian, I bet it's nicer than mine. Josh says the best multiverse was the '90s Spider-Man and X-Men crossover. Good one. Oh, so Josh knows what's up. That was a good one. They had actually there was a lot of them. It was like at that time, Josh, they had merged. So not all of it was canon, so to speak, but at that time, the '90s, they had it was a crossover between all of them. It was Spider Man, X Men, Fantastic Four, and who else? Um, uh, Hulk. All of them all of them had crossovers in the '90s with each other, but not all of them were canon crossovers. Like sometimes in their particular cartoon, like after crossover, they considered that didn't actually happen in the in the other cartoon. But I think the Spider-Man and X-Men, every time they crossed over, it was considered canon for both cartoon series. But sometimes when they crossed over with like Fantastic Four or Incredible Hulk, those crossovers weren't always canon. But all of those were good back in the '90s. Like they were amazing. Not to mention the crossover in DC, right? Like remember Batman the animated series crossed with Superman the animated series, and then crossed with Batman Beyond and with Justice League, and then the ending of the Justice League Unlimited was actually a harken back to Batman Beyond. Like that was the last episode, so that stuff was awesome. Like both on DC and Marvel side, that's when they were at their creative best, I think. Oh, Flutterby, guys, let me see this. I don't know why they didn't let me show this, but Flutterby leaves her handle here, her https://youtube.com/@flutterby underscore. So, guys, go ahead and check out her channel. Like I said, really sweet accent, and her content is wholesome, very wholesome content. CDP says I love the What If series. Yeah, that was pretty good. The second season though, it got they were starting to get a little bit too pushy with identity politics. Like um they made Captain Peggy the most powerful person in the multiverse. I'm like, come on, really? So Captain Peggy's the most powerful in the multiverse. Um, the super what's the super alien from Secret Invasion? She's the most powerful, and of course Captain Marvel is one of the most powerful, and Scarlet Witch is the most powerful. Like, come on, man. I like the third season is coming next year, I think. So I'm gonna watch the third season, at least the first couple episodes. But if I see them pushing a lot of identity politics again, I'm gonna stop watching because it's like, why mess up a good storyline by trying to push a certain narrative? Like, no one cares about no one. People like diversity, but not at the sake of a good story. Like, you know. But at least the first season was really good. However, I don't like how it had, like, it was an overarching. That's my other criticism of the What If series. I don't like how everything had to be connected. I wish they kept it more episodic. Like each episode was like like something into itself. Like they didn't all have to fit like a overarching story to be solved at the end in the season finale. Instead, like each episode could be like its own its own one and done sort of thing. I like I like that better when it's episodic. It's just like a one and done mission or adventure or something like that, instead of them trying to make each episode connect with each other, especially the way they did it in the second season. Josh Cullen says they should. That'd be legit. True. Flurby says, "Oh, I give up. I'm useless at sharing links to my own site." No, so no. What happened was the algorithm hit it Flutterby, so I hit show so that everyone should be able to see it now. And if you wanna release it again, I'll show it again. If the algorithm hides it, I'll just show it again. What's up, Lyman? Lyman 8595 is back. He says, "Hey, I got a controversial question. As long as it's a family friendly question, go ahead and ask me." Oh, and she's saying it's just Flutterby with an underscore. Um, because CDP says Flutterby just needs you to go to your profile and copy your username and paste it. So she says just Flutterby. He says subscribe. Thank you, CDP. And I think I have as well. If not, I will definitely go back on there and make sure that I have. Matter of fact, where's my other phone? It's charging. Let me take it off the charger because I'm about to go work out. Anyway, I use my little busted phone to work out with. Oh, it's actually on 100%. Good. But I'll make sure I sub. uh, Lyman says, "Never mind. It's not relevant to what you're talking about." No, this is Ask Me Anything Day. You can ask me. This is not Ask Me Anything has no specific topic. The topic is whatever random question people want to ask me. So go ahead and ask me. Like I said, the only thing I ask on Ask Me Anything is that people, ask um, genuine questions and that they're appropriate. Other than that, it can be about generally anything. So go ahead and ask me, Lyman. Um, Flurby says women have the power. Sounds more like He-Man, to be honest. That's funny too, because if people know the history of He-Man, they actually ended, instead of giving He-Man a third season, they decided, let's just not, and we'll just start off his the She-Ra series. And to be sure, a lot of guys, including myself, were watching the She-Ra series just as loyally as we was watching He-Man. But it was messed up that they didn't give He-Man a third season just because the um She-Ra came about. And I was actually surprised that Kevin Smith didn't put She-Ra in the Masters of the Universe Netflix version. Oh, I'm caught up with the comments. Yay! So I can answer stuff in real time again. Let me make sure I've subbed to Miss Flutterby here. Yeah, see, don't even get me started CDP with the way Kevin Smith screwed up the Masters of the Universe thing. Like, I, when it he's a great fanboy, but the stuff he makes, he should just leave it alone. Like, he made I remember he made a horrible Batman comic book, which I wouldn't read. Um, yeah, his he's a little overrated. She says, "Yeah, he cut off at last." Yep, yep. I told you I would. But when it's like hundreds of, so when I sometimes get these political topics, sometimes I'll run into hundreds and hundreds of comments, and there's no way I'm gonna catch up with those. That happened to me twice. Both times I was talking about like Kamala Harris and stuff like that, and it ran so far askew. Like I had to scroll down, and I knew that I was like out, not minutes, but hours away from ever completing that. And I knew the longer it dragged on, the more impossible it would have been. It would have just been a Sisyphean task to ever finish that stuff. My clumsy fingers. Hold up. I'll put trying to put flutter bee and it's putting flutter he. Anyway, he said he should just stick to his own IP. I agree because like the stuff that he makes is cool, like mole rats, Jay and Silent Bob, all that sort of stuff. That's cool. But when he tries to dabble into like more the mainstream stuff, he messes it up. And no matter how bad a movie or show is, he'll talk about how great it is. Like I've never heard him say something's horrible. Like he thinks it's all like sunshine and rainbows. Wait, Miss Flutterby, is there um wait, there's another person also using your name who's German. Austrian, I'm sorry. Cause you are British, right? And wait, unless unless I'm tripping, there's a there's a Austrian Flutterby as well, apparently. And I'm almost certain that I don't know. I didn't think two people could use the same YouTube name. He said, "Wait, did I subscribe to the wrong one? Be right back." Yeah, if it's in German, if you see something written in German, that's the wrong Flutterby. She's very British. Like you listen to her talk, she's very British, and you'll know she has her moniker is the butterfly. This Austrian woman has a unicorn. So two different things. Like our beloved Flutterby here is British, and she uses a butterfly, and she has the underscore. Good point. Let me Did you know there was another person using that name when you did it, or did that person make hers after yours? She said, "I'm very British." Yeah, because we don't want to send the wrong Flutterby the subs. She said, "No, I got check it out. Yeah, check it out, Miss Flutterby, because there's someone else with your name." but she's Austrian, and her description of her channel is in German. But guys, you can just copy and paste from the if you want to drop your your link again, that will make sure that people go to the right one. She said, I've only got two vids and three shorts at the moment, but it'll grow slowly. Absolutely. Like I said, people will check in just to hear you like talk. Like no one's gonna check in to hear me talk. I don't care how articulately and clearly I speak. My voice doesn't have that draw that yours would. Um, the best thing I've heard about when I talk is people say it sounds calming, and like I said, that might be from um, learning helping skills. So I know how to talk to people in a soothing manner, but they'll check in just to hear your voice. There it is. She said, "Yeah." So CDP says, "Yeah, I got the underscore. LOL. Thanks, J.A.C. Good stuff." He said, "I got the right one now, and like your fireworks short." Lyman asked, "Did you watch the new Mufasa trailer yet? It seemed okay in my opinion." Yeah, I did see the trailer a few days ago. It, I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks, it's not that bad. Well, it actually looks better than the Lion King movie they did a few years ago when they decided to do it live action. I, I don't know. Here's okay. I'm gonna be pedantic for a second. Excuse me, guys. Why do they call CGI live action? That's not live action if it's all CGI. CGI is literally a type of animation. So to call something CGI like live action is like that doesn't make sense to me. Like it's all CGI. And they're using the same voice cast that was in the the other Lion King CGI live action quote unquote movie. And Flutterby says, "I'm here to hear you talk." Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. She says, "Thank you, CDP." CDP says, "Yeah, he doesn't realize how much he likes our accent. We like his." I, I don't know what accent that I actually give off. Some people say I do sound like I'm from, um, like the Northeast, which makes sense. I do have a North, I am from the Northeast, from Baltimore. And I've also lived in Philly and in Delaware and right outside of DC. So I guess that's how I would sound to most people. But for people who are familiar with people from Baltimore, you would think I sound completely nothing like them, which is a good thing, by the way. Ask a Baltimore person to say the word too. Lyman says it does look way better than the 2019 one. I think they kind of ruined the whole franchise storyline, though, with the whole orphan thing. Yeah. Oh, you mean with Scar now being an orphan that they bring in, and he and Mufasa grow up as like best friends slash brothers. I mean, well, one thing it does, I think one of the reasons, I don't know if this is one of the reasons, but possibly one of the reasons they could have done that is so that people aren't freaking out about the fact that Simba and Nyla are cousins when they do. So, or the fact that, that they were, that, that the pride was, made up of two male lions who apparently were had access, sexual access to all the female lionesses. So if one is not actually like biologically related to the other, then I guess it uncomplicates things in the minds of some. But whatever. I don't know if that's the reason they made him an orphan though. CDP says very well pronounced North England. I mean, excuse me, Northeastern American accent, but a little refined. I'll take that. Thank you. CDP says, yeah, it's to avoid the Narla controversy. So it really is for that. Okay. Um, like I said, that way they aren't first cousins because at first people was like, oh no, are they actually siblings? And then it was like, no, you know, they're but they're like cousins. But now if but they've never said that she was but they never said that Nyla was Scar's child. I guess I guess we could like reason it that might be his child and obviously not Mufasa's. Like I don't I never thought that she was Mufasa's daughter, but to be honest, when it first came out in 1994, I wasn't even thinking about that. That wasn't until like 20 years down the line people were starting to talk about that. But I guess if that's supposed to clear up that controversy, sure. But then it makes it all more heartbreaking than that they end up at each other's throats. And by the way, they're not the only ones doing that. Transformers is doing the same thing with Transformers 1, with now Optimus and Megatron being best friends who end up going at each other's throats eventually. Although part of that was hinted at in the original G1 animated series where they showed a flashback, but they weren't like best friends in the 1980s original series. It was like the Decepticons were like an upgrade of Cybertronians because they could fly and they were built for war, whereas most of the Cybertronians were Autobots and they were built just for like basically just doing like blue collar work or whatever. So they saw the Decepticons as more sophisticated, and at the time, I guess Optimus and Megatron were friends, or they at least they weren't enemies. But in the new Transformers one, now they are the best of buddies who end up going separate ways. So I guess there's gonna be a bunch of movies doing that same sort of shtick. CDP says agreed. The original is amazing. So is Timon and Pumbaa. I miss watching it with my daughters. Was that the straight to DVD release, the Timon and Pumbaa, or are you talking about the series that used to come on TV? Because I can't remember if they had a if it was both a TV series and a made and a straight to DVD movie. Because there was like there was like three or maybe four Lion King spinoffs. Oh, both. Okay. Yeah, Miss Flutterby had all these wannabes on here trying to use her name. Because if you look, oh, and there's a third Flutterby. This one has a capitalized B in the name, but their handle is at Flutterby underscore dance. So that's not the right Flutterby. Guys, if your Flutterby doesn't have a butterfly in it, and you go to our channel and there's two videos and a bunch of YouTube shorts where and you hear her talking in a delightful British accent, that's not the real Flutterby. They're imposters. CDP says I have to go. Want to call my daughter now. It's been a pleasure as always. Stay amazing. See you next time. Thanks, CDP. I appreciate it, man. Enjoy talking with your daughter. I hope I can do that one day too myself. Appreciate it, brother. But yeah, if I do watch the Mufasa prequel movie, I'll more than likely I'm gonna watch it on Disney Plus. I'm not gonna go to the movies to see that. Plus, like all my nieces and nephews are grown anyway, so they wouldn't go see it, or they think they're grown. I should say it that way. Put it that way. They think they're grown, so they wouldn't go see anything like that with me. And let me make sure myself that I am subscribed to Flutter B. Oh, and Flutterby, if you want my socials are in my description too. So if you want to reach out to me, um, on off YouTube as well, like my Instagram is connected to this channel, and so is my business, my Facebook business account that's connected to this as well. So you can reach me on either of those as well. And I did what you said, and I signed up for the I enabled the membership on my Buy Me a Coffee. So I just had to go into it and find that, and I enabled 3 levels of membership starting at $5, and I even enabled. They even have now a new lifetime membership option. So I did all of those. If people want to um, actually do that, and you guys might think I'm full of it, but I'm genuinely surprised that people actually do listen to me. I actually had a friend tell me to do this long time ago, and I was like, dude, no one wants to hear me. I was like, I just talk trash. He was like, yeah, but it's funny. I was like, yeah, but I'm not trying to be funny. He was like, I know that's what makes it funnier because you're not doing it on purpose. I was like, okay. So I finally listened to him and did this like 2 years ago, and this is where we are now. And when I first did this, I didn't even have the intention of becoming monetized or um, actually making this like something that could pay me. But here we are, multiple cups of iced coffee later. Flappy says, I've got all the original Walt Disney animated films. They kind of lost it with too many spin-offs, and live film remakes kind of ruined it for me. A lot of people said that the live film remakes have killed a lot of the classics, but the way I see it is the live film remakes and the original animated stuff is in two separate arenas. What was funny though was back in the day they used to always put stuff in the Disney vault, so you could only buy those movies when they released them from the vault to 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 artificially drive up a demand for them, even though you could always rent them. And now with Disney Plus, you don't even have to rent them. Like if you have the Disney Plus platform, you can watch these classics anytime you want. However, I'm one of the people who would prefer a hard copy of my favorite movies just so I can have access to them at any time and not worry about having access to a specific platform to watch them. So I bought almost all of my favorite movies in DVD format. Flappy says it's brilliant. Love you. Nobody else on here like you, which is fantabulous. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. And I did make sure I was subbed. If you ever want to come on a live stream with me, let me know because I would love that. Because originally what I was gonna do was I was gonna make this like a format where people in the chat room could come into the live stream with me, but I can't do it on a mobile live stream. I would actually have to do it through like uh, StreamYard. So the very first live stream I ever did was I used the StreamYard app. So if I do decide I'm gonna do a live stream where I can have people come in from the chat and actually just cam up and talk to me, then I'll probably do the StreamYard format to do that. Flutterby says, I've got too many DVDs to be honest. Thank you so much for the sub. Oh no, thank you for the love. Like you've helped me out buying me a coffee. I showed you I was drinking the coffee earlier. You sent me a bunch of memberships my way, and you've just been a nice person to talk with on here. So I appreciate it a lot. So like I said, if you ever want to do like some cross promotion where I can come on your stream, I can like come to your channel and do a live stream, or you want to come here and do a live stream, just let me know. Appreciate it. Oh, I can hear in the background. I think my grandmother's watching the Democratic Convention Day 3. I can't watch those conventions. They are so boring. And it's not because it's the Democrats. I didn't watch either one, Democrats or Republicans. I'm not watching 4 days of people like just do political theatrics. I guess that's interesting to some people, but not to me. Do they do that in England, by the way, Flutter? Be like when they have a new prime minister starting, do they have like incessant just viewing of what's going on in Parliament? Oh, she said I've not got enough subs to do a live yet. Haven't quite worked out all the live stuff yet. Okay. Yeah, because you have to have a certain amount of subs before you can do a mobile live stream. But you can come on to but you can come on to my channel anytime you want, and if you like, and we can live stream, and hopefully we can send people your way to your channel so that you can do some subs. I'm pretty sure you'll like if you once you make a few more videos, you'll probably get enough subs pretty soon. I forgot the amount that you had to have. It was I forgot because I remember when I reached that threshold, they told me that hey, now I can do mobile live streams. I think it was someone can correct me if they know the amount, but I think it was like 50. Let me Google it. She said, "Oh my God, they do stuff for weeks. Then the live head-to-head debate, which is usually how everyone decides who to vote." That's okay. That's cool. But at least your election cycle isn't as long as ours. Like literally, our election cycle starts the minute the other one ends. So as soon as this one is over, they're going to be talking about who's going to be the candidates for 2028. It is this that sort of stuff creates voter apathy because no one wants to be constantly like thinking about whom they had to vote for next. Like it's like okay, this election cycle just ended. Can we just let this simmer for a while? Like an election cycle really doesn't have to be longer than like a few months. There's no reason to have it like going on for like 2 or 3 years. And apparently a lot of the people in Britain they like to fight in Parliament. Like they fight like physically. But you'll have someone banging the gavel saying we must have order while people are sitting there slugging it out. Or am I just being stereotypical? I'm fine. I'm typing in how many subs you need to live stream because I can't remember the number. I was happy when I reached that threshold. So it says the number of subscribers you need to live stream on YouTube depends on your age and the device you're using. For mobile users 18 and older need at least 50 subscribers to live stream on the YouTube mobile app. Okay, so I was right about that. I was right. It was 50. While users age 13 to 17 need at least 1,000. There are also other requirements, including no live streaming restrictions in the last 90 days, verifying your channel, turning on live streaming, having an Android 5.0 plus device. Well, obviously, right? For a desktop, there's no minimum subscriber requirement to live stream from a desktop. Oh, so if you're doing it from if you're doing it from a computer, Flutterby, you don't actually need a minimum subscriber requirement. But for the mobile live stream, it's different. I've only live streamed from my phone. I've never done it through my computer. I don't think. Like even when I did StreamYard, I think yeah, even when I did on a StreamYard, I still did it on my phone. I didn't do it through my laptop. Uh, she says this year everyone was so fed up with conservative party being in power for so long that they voted the Labor Party. Unfortunately, so far people are disappointed that it doesn't seem any different. Same here. You have the Conservative Party and Labor Party. We have the Democrats and Republicans, and at, at the reason why I, I don't know if this is the same there, but often in the case, the reason why is it doesn't really differ that much here is because both parties are run by their corporate donors. Those are their overlords of both the Democrats and Republicans, and often it's the same people donating to both of them, so they get to control them. So, Flutterby says I've only got my phone, so I need a way to hold it still because I'm too expressive with my hands when I speak. Uh oh. Oh yeah. So, would you like to come on here one day? I don't know if you're comfortable being on camera, but if not, you don't actually have to show your face if that's a concern of yours. But yeah, my laptop is on a fritz now too, so I couldn't even do a live stream from my computer if I wanted to. Like it had some sort of system error where it would just shut down after 10 seconds. So I've been out about to buy a new Chromebook so I can have it for work. Oh, she said that would be awesome. Yeah, it's kind of face shy at the moment. Oh, like I said, you don't even if you like, you can use some sort of I don't know if you have something to veil your face. Um, so like I said, if you want to be on but not show your face, that's fine. I think more people would just be interested in just hearing your voice, to be honest. In any of your content, have you actually shown yourself? Because I don't believe so when I looked at what I was watching. Uh-oh. So yeah, there's the fireworks. Not yet hiding behind the camera. Okay. So that used to be sort of like pretty common with YouTube about 10 years ago. And I think that started getting phased out because they wanted people to like cam up and show their face because they were, I think Google, YouTube's overlords were pushing YouTube to be more like TV. And in doing so, you had a lot of the content creators who once used to be behind the camera actually like camming up and showing themselves like Matt Pat from Game Theory and Film Theory. Like he used to never be he used to always have his voice and narrate his his videos, but he never really showed himself. And then after a while, he just started showing himself, and you saw that happen with a lot of other content creators. Like they just started showing themselves in their content, and the people who weren't showing themselves in content sort of got pushed back, I think, by the algorithm. For you, was it just a matter of like, because like, so for instance, like I have a friend that I often do a lot of videos with, but he's never been like, you've never seen him in my videos. Like he's always, um, like you might see at most like his arm or shoulder, but he doesn't show himself in my videos because he has a job where where he has to show some discretion in what he says publicly. But um, I don't know. Is that sort of situation with you? Like for the sake of like your line of work, you have to have a little bit of discretion, or um, is it just that you're not comfortable like being like faced into the camera? Flurry says I have people warning me of doxing. If people see me and know where I am, I'll have odd people knocking on my door. That's a possibility. See, with me, I'm not worried because at the end of the day, I can fight. So if people want to risk their if people want to risk their safety coming to Baltimore, they can try it. But again, I can fight, and I live in a pretty hostile city, so it probably wouldn't go well if they tried to do that. But usually, doxing means putting people's personal information out there, and that's a risk for any content creator, whether they show themselves or not. You say I'll risk it. Oh, so you'll do it? Okay. Hold on, you collect Pokemon cards too? Uh-oh. I'm looking at the video. Yeah, I didn't know whether, because like I said, for a lot of people, it might just be like they don't want to put their face out there because of like for professional reasons, or like they're talking about something spicy and they don't want it to get back to like family and friends, stuff like that. But that's more like the OF girls and stuff like that. I don't think that applies to your situation. Um, or some people might just be shy, camera shy. That's reasonable too. And with your accent, I actually can't even tell how old you are, to be honest. So I've just started Coop's Collection. There's another one I follow in here. So, um, who is so sweet? I just had to buy some cards. Okay. The only cards I've gotten were like through like McDonald's and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, so I should show you guys my stuff I got from the new Happy Meal that I got. I know it's so random. Hold up. So this is the new toy. It's a merger of Yu-Gi-Oh and Hello Kitty. It just came out. Oops. This was the McDonald's thing. And the box. Let me see. I just flattened it out to preserve it. Let me try to pull it out without. No, did he? Pull his box out without destroying it. So it still smells like French fries. Turn it to the light. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a big kid, so getting a Happy Meal still is fun. I think my wife liked this too when I showed her earlier. So now I'm gonna have to go back and watch Yu-Gi-Oh. When it first came out, like in the 2000s, I tried to watch a few episodes, and I'm like, this show is weird. But I'll 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 give it a re I'll give it a retry. Are we the only ones in the chat, Flutterby? But yeah, let's set something up. Um you you can reach me on my Instagram at Amon Just a Contrarian. That's AHMAND Just a Contrarian. If you're on Instagram, you can reach me on there. If not, if you have Facebook, you can reach me on there as well. It's also Just a Contrarian. But yeah, because I can't see the number of people in it because I just see like three dots. So it's just been us talking back and forth. So I don't even know if other people are watching because I haven't gotten any questions from anyone else. And I know CDP had to go because he wanted to um, go be with his daughter, which I'm envious of that. Says three people. Okay, thank you. So it's the two of us and someone else. I don't think it's Mrs. Contrarian because I would have saw her pop up by now if it were she. He's, Flutterby says, anyone else here say hello? Yeah, please don't be shy. OCP says, I'm sorry I got sentimental talking about Lion King. Had to make a quick call. Oh, no, no, no problem. I knew you said you were going to talk with your daughter. I didn't know you would be back, actually. Like I said, I think it's just the three of us here. So Flutterby says she will be open to coming on to a live stream with me. Um, so hopefully we can get her here. And like I said, Muhammad is back. He says hi. What's up, Muhammad? Please keep it appropriate. All right, you're on your bullshit again, Muhammad. Be be cool, or I'll have to time you out again. One, I'm married. Two, I'm not gay. Three, that's weird. So if you say anything else, you be you have to get a you have to go sit in a timeout chair. I know CDP. That's like Trey Bizarre, right? Flutterby says, and I thought it was time to break out the beers and order pizza for just us three. Oh, we still can. I mean, he's not getting a slice though. I mean, Muhammad, since he keeps saying stuff about marriage, I suggest he go to Tinder with that or Bumble. He said, my name is not Muhammad, it's MDDM. Sure, whatever you say. I know the MD is used as an abbreviation for Muhammad in most of these countries like this Indian subcontinent, the Middle East, and places like Indonesia and Malaysia. So you're not going to pull one over me. Moreover, we know that people from those regions of the world have bad social skills online, as you are displaying now. So, if it looks like a duck, talks like a duck, walks like a duck, I'm going to infer that it's a duck. And regardless, I have no problem with you being named Muhammad or being Muslim. I have a problem with you asking another grown man to marry them. That's my problem. You say I'm Mirror from the Philippines. Mm, okay. He said, Flurby says, no, it's Super Duck. Howard the Duck. No need to insult. No need to insult Howard the Duck. I'm joking. Moonlit Fern, what's up, man? I haven't. You've been gone for a while. Um, so um, appreciate it, bro. So I've been doing some stuff with Miss Needle, and I already did the live stream with her, so I've made her a moderator. By the way, I was gonna ask you if you wanted to mod too, but you've been gone for a while, so I wasn't, I wasn't sure when you would be back. But yeah, Miss Fern, I mean, sorry, not Miss Fern. Miss Needle said she would mod. We chat on Instagram. We had a long chat about her situation. She was supposed to be on today. We were going to do a live stream today, but I was at the gym longer than I expected, and she had to prepare for her medical thing for tomorrow. So we said we would do it later this week. Oh, definitely mod. Awesome. That's what's up. Because basically help me like deal with trolls and stuff like that. You already know the deal. Um, and we have a new friend to the channel, Flutterbee. She's already gifted me like several memberships. People who are in the chat, she's put them on as members, and She's bought me a coffee earlier. So I've also subbed to her channel. She's really delightful. She's a British woman, and really pretty accent, by the way. I'll add you now as a moderator. There we go. So you should see it pop up. Um, Moonlit for instance, I'll listen, but couldn't respond. Definitely, I'll moderate. So already added you. CDP says when you said you have a mod in mind, I thought it was Moonlit Fern. You meant 2 days ago. It was, yeah. So it was he and Miss Needles, but he hadn't been around, so I wasn't sure when he was going to pick back up. So also knew Miss Needle probably would be interested because we've been talking online, and she's like a huge fan of me, like Flutterbee is. So actually, she doesn't know how flattered I am to have someone of her musical talent think that I'm worth watching. Like she has great musical talent. I'm not even sure if she realizes it because I was telling her like she edits her own videos, her own music videos, and I told her these are like the type of quality videos you would have expected from like MTV back at its height in the 90s. She does all that stuff on her own. So who knows, maybe in the future I might actually uh, pay her to do some video editing for me too. Because I definitely wouldn't ask her to do it for free, but I would definitely have to pay her something with the quality she does. Molin Fern says, I'll join you now in your stream, but send maybe a link through Snapchat. So because the live stream is already going, I can't. It I have to set it up previously to allow people to join it. So I didn't set this chat up to live stream. I mean to add other people into it. Like if it was like StreamYard that I was using, then I could do it that way. But since I'm not using StreamYard, the only way I can add someone to a live stream is if I've already set it up prior to going live. Princess Lady, my love my ADHD says hi. How are you? I'm doing well. MDDM says I'm a female. I don't believe you. No one believes you. You need more people. I'm sorry, MD. No one believes you're a female. Like, why would you take a guy's name if you're a female? Unless you're living in one of those really bad areas of the Philippines, because you said your name is Mirror from the Philippines, right? I remember that. The only way I'll believe that is if you're living in one of those bad places in Mindanao, like Marawi or one of those other places where you might have to pretend to be a guy to be online. But if you're from like one of the three major areas of the Philippines, like Davao, Cebu, or Manila, I don't really believe that. Oh, Moulin Fern says I posted a video and gave you and your missus a shout out. Thank you. Why can't I find you? So I think you dropped me a link to your channel before, or no, I went to your channel actually from your profile, and I didn't see the videos last time because I remember you asked was it okay, and I was like yeah, absolutely. Um, and for some reason, this when you use search in YouTube, it is horrible. Said John Bristow was timed out. Already started. John Bristow says, "How are you doing today, John from Brooklyn, East York, East East New York? I'm guessing." Uh, Princess Lee says, "Hope you're well. I'm doing well. Thank you. How about yourself?" CDP says, "I'll be honest. I don't ever want to be a mod. It's too much concentration and responsibility. Clicking show or hide and timing out, etc. I just come to speak to intelligent people." Oh no, that's fair enough. That's a fair point. I just appreciate people coming in the chat with me. Melissa Friends says, "Oh, good. We will link up sometime." Yeah, absolutely. We so maybe we can do it next week because I know so Thursday, Friday, and Saturday I'm planning on doing stuff either with Mrs. Contrarian or Miss Needle. And the way the mobile live streams is, I think you can only have one person in at a time. Although I'm trying to do it where I can have both of them in at the same time, which I think I can, but I'm not sure with the mobile live streams as opposed to the live streams that you do from a desktop computer. Princess Lisa is watching from the UK. Okay, I didn't know you were from the UK as well. Okay, so we got more British people here. Flutterby says, "Hi, Princess. I'm in UK too." Moonlit Fern says, "Guys, like, share, and sub, and hit super chat for real support." Absolutely. Princess Lady says, "Flutter, what part? I'm in the West area. West Side." They got West Side, UK. Flutterby says, "Southwest Dorset. How about you?" Moonlit Fern says, "Just click my names. You'll see my videos." Okay, gotcha. Princess Lady says, "I've always wanted to visit Dorset." I've heard of Dorset too. That's like, uh, correct me if I'm wrong, Flutterby. That's sort of like the countryside, right? She said, "I'm good, thanks." Moonlit Fern says, "I love this community." Yeah, like once you, like, there's like it's sort of like a point of diminishing returns for the trolls that once you like start to ignore them, like they just die off. and then you just have like good conversation afterwards. But it's always like this little plateau where trolls realizes this isn't worth it anymore, and they reach that asymptote, and from then on it's usually like just good conversation. So it's like you got to get to that point, and then from then on, smooth sailing. Sort of like I'm gonna be nerdy, like sort of like the One Piece when they had to get all the way up that waterfall to get to the what to get beyond East Blue. Sorry, that's if people don't know anime, they have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. The guy first says I'm watching from Los Angeles. What's up, guy first? Only for instance, restream you can have like up to 8 people, but it's acting up on YouTube side. Oh, restream. So I don't know how many you can have on Streamyard, but I know you can have a lot on Streamyard. I'm guessing restream is similar to Streamyard as well. Flutterby says it's awesome here. Everyone chats with each other like a real fam. Um, feel to it. Princess says, "Can I say please don't take offense? You look like Mr. Mosby from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody." I've never watched that, but I know that's a Disney show. And isn't Mr. Mosby played by who's that actor? Because I've heard of this show because my niece and nephew used to watch a lot of Disney before they consider themselves too grown now. But I think he used to be in a bunch of shows back in the day in like the 90s and early 2000s. I don't take any offense at that. CDP says they lose interest after a while, but still clog up the chat and slow J.A.C down. Yeah. So like I said, it's like you reach your asymptote, right? For like to be nerdy for a second, which is like a point of diminishing returns where the trolls just realize it's not worth it anymore. They fizzle out, like MD DM. Like that person is claiming that they're a woman from the Philippines named Mira, but if that was the case, why would you take on the moniker of Muhammad? And again, I have nothing against Muslims and I have nothing against anyone named Muhammad. My point is you're asking me to marry you. That's inappropriate. Even if she is a female, it's inappropriate because it's obviously I'm married. And two, even if I weren't, you don't ask a random person to marry you. That smacks of either catfishing or desperation or both. So Flutterby says some countryside, seaside, Low Worth Cove is often used in films like Nanny McPhee and stuff. Nanny McPhee, I'm sorry. Princess Lady says, which trolls are we talking about? So they're already gone now, Princess Lady. But if you were here in the first hour, in every live stream, not just mine, trolls will flood in just to try their hand at getting a lot of attention. And then once you starve them of that very attention, they start little by little fizzling out because they realize it's not going to pay. Plus, once you start timing them out or banning them, they realize they're not going to get a rise out of you. Mona says you can add me now, but I can join more than 4 people because YouTube is acting crazy. Okay. Um, Princess says there's a person who comes on live who says inappropriate things, so let's get married. Yeah, well, yeah. So I said we just had that one person who said I want to marry you, and again, the person was claiming to be a woman as if that makes it better. Like being a woman doesn't make it better. Asking a random man, can he marry you? So I don't know why he switched tactics. But in any case, I know it's a guy. I'm not, you know, I'm I'm not a genius, but I'm smarter than the average bear. And I can put two and two together. If you're using the moniker MD, which is pretty much used throughout Asia as an abbreviation for Muhammad, I'm gonna assume that your name is Muhammad, especially when they're all over. they're all over Facebook and Instagram. It's it's one of the most widely used names in the world. So they all have to use the abbreviation so they don't confuse one another. Cody D says you could piss the Pope off. What? I don't even get that. CDP says trolls flood the channel in the first hour. I always ask a Star Wars or psychology question to derail them, and it works. But the weird thing was, remember that one troll though actually came into the chat asking me like a comic book related question, and then all of a sudden just decided to go off on a tent. Like he pulled a reverse version of you, where he actually came in and asked like a comic book related question, and then decided to call me the N word and say some other dumb stuff before I caught all of it and just banned him from the channel. And I was like, Dad, I thought I thought we found a buddy at first because he was asking me like stuff about DC Comics. Then it just completely switched. It completely switched gears. And Molly Fern says we don't mind trolls, just be funny if it's lame. Right. Most of their jokes are lame, and they can't take it either. Because the funny thing is, I can't really cook them the way I want to cook them because I would get I would get demonetized of the platform by YouTube if I went at them the way I would in like off off camera. Like I would roast them, but I can't really roast people the way I want to on here because it would be really offensive. Although you remember I've had a few moments where I've taken it pretty far. Cody D says has some respect in the Sopranos fat Italian mobster voice. Flybee says I just subbed at Moonlit Fern. That's what's up. Everybody supporting one another. That's good. Moonlit Fern says if they ain't funny, then they get mad and report me. And he says thank you to Flutterbee. Cody says no, no. It's probably people are going crazy. That's why I'm I've been growing my hair out as a man, so I look like a hippie, so I can blend in somehow costumes. Ha ha ha! I don't know. You've lost me, Cody. I'm sorry. If anyone else can catch what he's saying, I'm sorry. I'm a little lost. But I'm gonna get off soon, guys. It's getting late, and I want to do a little run before I end the day. Um, Princess Lee says, I literally had to block a person. They asked another streamer pull down your pants multiple times. Oh, I get asked Moonlit Fern. I get asked all sorts of crazy stuff all the time. You got one guy that comes in and just says, do a flip. He just thinks it's funny. I guess that's because he's Canadian. But yeah, people will ask me all sorts of inappropriate stuff. I don't take it seriously because, like I said, most of these are like just dumb kids or dumb adults. I don't assume they're around my age and they're between their 40s and 50s because if so, I would say these people just need to prematurely end their lives because it ain't nothing good coming from them. Princess Lady says, so yeah, be careful. I think they go by DM, something of that sort. Yes, MD is like usually short for Muhammad. I don't know what DM stands for over there, but I know MD or MHD are all like abbreviations of Muhammad. Actually, let me see if I can look that up. Oh, by the way, guys, so I did do an exclusive members only video. If you guys want to check that out, Miss Flutterby seen it. Although she let out she let out why it was an exclusive only video, exclusive members only video. But I don't mind for the women. Nothing bad though. No, don't think nothing inappropriate. Nothing like that. I would not do that, and I wouldn't disrespect my wife by doing something like that either. Much less myself. But it was basically like a stretching routine that I thought people might be able to utilize. It's like a very basic stretching flexibility routine for people they can do daily if they want to. That comes from like classic army PT drills that we would use either as a warm up or as a cool down. Um, but just in case MDDM is an actual female, I apologize if I'm wrong. I apologize, but I don't think I'm wrong. Cody says not even a timeout first. LOL. I don't ban people off the break unless it's something unless it's something really out of pocket. Like if you call me an N word, then yeah, you're getting a ban without question. You're not gonna come to my channel and disrespect black people. So yeah, that'll get an automatic ban. Or if you say something offensive about to one of the people in the chat room, that'll get you a ban too. The timeout, usually I'll just time out someone for being for being annoying, like trolls, or they're like flooding. They're doing something like flooding the chat room with nonsense. Then yeah, I'll time them out. But if it's something that's offensive to a particular group or individual, then yeah, I'll ban them. So it depends on the level of offense, right? A timeout is a misdemeanor. A ban is a felony. Moon Fern says I have the same problem. Miss Moon gets heated about these girls. I swear, if Miss Contrarian and Miss Moon talk for 2 hours, thousands of likes and subs. Yeah, we can definitely make that happen. I already asked my wife. She said she was open to it. Um, we'll probably have to use. I probably won't be able to do it on a mobile live stream. I'll probably have to either do it from a computer or I'll have to use like StreamYard so we can have all of them in the chat together. CDPZA, that guy caught me off guard too. Asked a legit question, then just spam racism. Yeah, that was just off putting, right? Cody D says only cook in restaurants. That's not what I mean when I say cook. Cook means like your cook or roast is a slang term. It means like um, playing the dozens, cracking, snapping, joning, busting, um, la- levying insults upon people. That's what I mean by cook, Cody. So I know you're not American. The fact that you didn't get that. I'm only for instance, oh, when you see my videos, I've wrecked trolls and got cancel culture for it. Yeah, it's like I try not to go too hard because if I did, it would get spicy really quickly. I would go back. It would go back to my high school days. Uh, Flubby says, "Oh my God, burn these trolls." Cody D says, like Lil Wayne said, "What's a goon to a goblin? What's a troll to a lobster?" Uh, I was with you the first part. Princess Lady says, "How old are you? You don't mind me asking?" 46. Cody D says, "Thank you. You are now the new House Speaker." I don't know if I want that job. Well, Nancy Pelosi doesn't have it anymore, so. But no, I'm joking. But she says 34 here. Okay. Appreciate it, Princess Lady. So I have convinced Flutterby to come onto my channel one day. She and I just got to discuss this so we can set up a good time. Flutterby says nobody knows now. That was way back in the chat. Yeah, well, until they see it like on the replay, then some people might catch it on the replay, but probably not a lot of people. Did you like it? Not, because you did say that the stretches were useful, but because I know you have what's it called? It's called CRPS, right, for short. So I don't know if that would be too challenging for someone in your condition to perform. But I gave like a really basic stretching routine, and I'm gonna give people like a basic martial arts like workout from home as well. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that for everyone. That won't be a members only thing because I've been promising to do that for a year, and I was gonna do it a few weeks ago, but then the space where I was gonna set it up for, I actually have some people down there now, some cousins in that in that part of the house, so I can't do it. So I might do it here in this room the way I did the stretching routine. Princess Lee says, "Happy birthday next year, Cody." Well, this is, oh, you got a voice with the workout session. LOL. It wasn't even that bad. It was just it was literally just me doing morning army PT, like when you start off when you do the stretching and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure the Marines did similar, like had like a similar like stretching routine before you guys did like your calisthenics, or you had to go for a run and stuff like that. It was pretty much, it was just that. It was Flutterbeat. It was hyping it up like it was something like sexual, but it wasn't at all. It was just a legit stretching. That's funny. Robert Carnes says, "What's up, dude? What's up, Robert?" So, or Native Americans. Yeah, I don't. If you notice, Mullen Fern, I don't take disrespect to any particular group of people. Like, whether you talking about Black folks, Native Americans, Asians, I don't put up with people coming here and disrespecting other groups of people. Like, it's not just because it's not just Black people. Like, if you notice, I've timed or banned people for saying racist stuff against other people as well. Like one guy. Oh no, no, I'm sorry. That was on Facebook. That was a whole different situation. But yeah, I've, or like even in real time, like when I've had discussions with friends and they use like certain slurs, like, referring to other groups of people, I'm like, dude, that's not cool. And I'll be like, you wouldn't want them saying that about us, right? And they'd be like, oh yeah, that's a good point. That's, it's like, well, yeah, that's fair. That's right. I'm sorry. So most reasonable people would be like, oh well, that makes sense. So, but people online aren't as reasonable. What did everyone have for dinner? Well, I technically didn't have dinner yet, or I guess you could say it was a early supper. I had McDonald's. But then I also made some food beyond my Happy Meal because I just had the Happy Meal. I didn't buy extra McDonald's food. When I got home after I ate my Happy Meal, then I made actually some corned beef hash and rice with it, and then I took some mixed vegetables. I had some steamed mixed vegetables, and then I actually fried it um, and mixed it in with the corned beef hash. I might do another mukbang video, or people say it was a mukbang video when I'm like eating while I'm doing the video. I might have to do another one of those again because for some reason people were watching, and I was surprised that people were watching me eat as I talked. But that's a thing, I guess. But I plan on eating a late night dinner after I run if I get a chance. Princess Lady says I made steak with a truffle mushroom sauce and homemade cheddar cheese and garlic mashed potatoes with a thyme and mint veg. Okay. Well, okay. Here's the question, Princess Lady. How do you like your steak? That's what inquiring minds want to know. For me, it has to be medium rare or maybe even rare, but curious how you like yours. Mm. Molly Fern says, yeah, whatever works. Your girl and my girl would generate thousands of views and like and donations. Oh yeah, because you have two Asian women together talking, guaranteed, absolutely. That yeah, guaranteed. And then like, and then what we could do, so we could do like on my channel, and then we can do it on your channel as well. So yeah, that would be what's up. Um, Flutterby says yes, it was brilliant. I'm getting out of shape. Just sat here doing nothing. No more spoilers. I trust me, guys. It's not. She's hyping it up for me, but it wasn't that exciting. I don't. Well, I don't think she hyped it up a little bit. I appreciate it. It wasn't that titillating, but well, you can just actually get a membership and decide for yourself for the ladies. But I don't think so. It was, but I appreciate it. Molly Friends, I'm super down to work out with you, but my cardio's bad. And so for me, that's funny because everyone hates cardio. You go to the gym, cardio's like a chore. And Muay Thai and MMA, cardio's a chore. But for me, like that's that's my favorite thing to do is the cardio. Robert says, have you ever heard of Panda King? I don't remember the YouTube channel, only the author's name. He does a series called Batman 1920 and Batman 1890. I could be wrong though. I haven't heard of that. I might have to look that up though. CDP says I've already seen him topless in his much older videos doing martial arts and PT warm ups. Oh yeah. So so one of them I was topless because I literally just got out the shower and I was saying I was shadow boxing to because it was like cold as well. It was cold when I stepped out of the shower, so I was literally just like doing like some shadow boxing where I was like doing a bunch of little elbow techniques to warm up. Um, and there was another one, and I think I had just came. Yeah, I think I had just came from the gym. I still had my white gloves on. I remember that one, but I don't remember what that was about actually. But I remember, I remember I came out. I had my weight gloves on, and I had just taken my shirt off, and I don't know. I, I forgot. I honestly forgot what that video was about. And, oh, and it was the one where I was topless in Thailand. But that, I mean, I was like, it was a, it was hot as hell. Plus, I had the nerve to have on like some sweat shorts instead of I had on some big Gap sweat shorts instead of wearing like some Muay Thai trunks that would have been much more breathable. And that was on my honeymoon, so I was really really out of shape at that point. Like I hadn't worked out all week, and you could tell. Moonlit Friends is exactly contrarian. Robert Kiner says, I think I remember the name of the channel now. And I think it's called the Bat Feed. Bat Feed. Are you talking about Bat in the Sun? I know Bat in the Sun where he does the he gets different characters and let them fight to the death, and people decide by vote who which character will win. Bat in the Sun is a really great YouTube channel, by the way. He even had an appearance of Stan Lee on his channel, the real Stan Lee. Flurby says people like food. Okay, so I might do another video where I'm actually sitting there eating again because for some reason people enjoyed it, and then you're gonna get a bunch of people criticizing you for your like the quality of your food. Like people said that sausage isn't done. I'm like it's done enough for me, so I don't care. I was like I don't like my meat overcooked. No diddy, but yeah, like because it takes all the flavor out of it. Princess Lady says I don't eat steak. Made it for my brother and his mates. Oh, okay. I thought it was for you. Mona says I got the Wolverine and Deadpool head for you. I posted on YouTube. Click my channel. Okay, I will. After this, I will. I'll definitely. I'm definitely going to the channel. Mona Fern says I shouted you and your girl out first. Yeah, man. I got definitely got to check it out. I don't know how I missed all of that stuff. Cause especially if someone does a mention as well, usually YouTube would alert you if you get a mention. So unless I gotta make sure that my mentions are like I have one that says the only mention I see was one where it says Jay Sean mentioned you in their reply. Um, and then every time I click on it, it just says there was a problem with the server. That's the only mention I saw recently. Flutterby says you got to get the membership for the exclusively exclusives. It's worth it. Yes, indeed. But Flutterby is a great hype man. So Flutterby, so I revealed my age. Princess Lady revealed her age. Moonlit Fern, he's told me his age previously. What about you? Moonlit Fern says Army life. I love that. You love OT. I need that motivation, fam. Dude, the best way to start it off easily, like especially early in the morning, because you definitely want to do that in the morning in Thailand before that heat kicks in. Here's probably one of the best ways to do it, right? Just as soon as you wake up, just go outside. Just literally go outside and start walking. Within like a few seconds, a few minutes of that feeling, that rejuvenation of that sunlight hitting you early in the morning, you'll go from walking to like going for a jog. I'm telling you, or you could just if you might just power walk, like just power walk for like 10 to 20 minutes. Then then if you feel the energy, you can step it up to a jog. Then after you've been doing that for like several weeks, then you can even step it up from a jog to a actual run. But yeah, that's the easy way. Just literally just when you get up in the morning, just step outside, feel that sun, and just start walking. That's probably the easiest way. Is it still hot as hell? It's only 9:30. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like get up early if you can get up like early in the morning. I'm talking like 6 a.m. if not earlier. Like 6 a.m. or earlier. And like I said, just once you get up, just literally like um get up and just start walking and go for like a little power walk or a jog. That's the easiest way to do it. Because once you get up and you start doing other things, then because this happens to me too. Like once I get up, even if I get up early and I start doing other things, minutes are gonna turn into hours, and then you're gonna realize that the day is whittled away. So Flurry says, "Erg, do I really have to say I'm 52?" There's nothing wrong with being 52. There's some cute 52-year-old women. I mean, uh, trying to think of some examples. Like I was gonna say um, Halle Berry, but I think Halle Berry is actually older than 52, if I'm not mistaken. She looks fine. She just starred in a new movie with Mark Wahlberg. Um, Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton is like in her 50s, killing it on Instagram, looking better than some of the women half her age. Like she's on like Instagram just straight thirst trapping. Chantal Baroy says, "Why did Islam spread terrorism?" Is that a rhetorical question? I don't get the sentiment. Islam is like okay. So Islam is not unique in spreading terrorism. Literally every organized religion has spread terrorism because it's not the religion itself, it's the people who are using the religion as a tool. Christianity had its era in the Middle Ages of spreading terrorism, and even after the Middle Ages, they still spread terrorism through their co- conquest of the world in parts of Latin America, Africa, and Asia. Islam is still, unfortunately, in that mindset, but they're not the only ones. Even the peace-loving Buddhists have been horrible. Ask some of these people in India how cruel, there's been Buddhists, or in Myanmar, where some of these Buddhists have been terrorizing Muslims in Myanmar, in Burma. There's nothing sui generis about Islam and terrorism other than they are still in a culture where it's tolerated, whereas most of the other westernized nations have have civilized their religions. That's the only difference. So I hope that answers your question. If not, if you want it more specific, drop it in the super chat. But Miss Flutterby, I did. So you did tell me earlier, though. You said you would be willing to cam up and do a live stream with me. Said, okay, it's 3:30 a.m. for me, so I'm gonna go. My old age is catching up with me. Oh, please, you're not. I know. I mean, it's fine if you have to go, but yeah, definitely hit me up so we can touch base on when it'd be okay for you to come on the stream. That'd be really great. And like I said, people would really really enjoy your hearing your voice. She said, "Oh yes, I will definitely do a live sometime." Great, thank you. Have a great evening, or well, morning rather, I guess, since it's 3:30. That would be almost about the time I would be getting up. um, but we'll talk soon. And again, once you get off, you can look at in my description of my channel, and you can find my IG or my email, whichever one you prefer. Because I don't know if you're on Instagram or Facebook, but I also have you can always reach me by email as well when I'm not on here or on Buy Me a Coffee. I guess you can. I can talk to people on the Buy Me a Coffee app too. So you can take care. I'm actually about to get off too. It's been 3 hours in, and it's 10:30 here, and I still need to do a little exercising before I go to bed. So I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys. I think it's about to wrap it up. Molly Fern, same as well. Hit me up. I'm about to go to your channel though after I get off of here, and yeah, and I guess that's about it. And we'll definitely touch base about hooking it up so Mrs. Contrarian and Mrs. Fern can get together and we can have them chat with each other. Since she already agreed that she'll do it. Oh, she said, yeah, buy me a coffee too. Yep, will do. All right. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna be a wrap for me. This was a pretty good session. Like we just had to get over that little hump with the trolls and smooth sailing from then on. Like I said, the One Piece when they sailed up that little waterfall to get to the past East Blue. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Um, if anyone had any other comments or questions, you can leave it in the comment section. And I always give it like about 30 seconds to a minute before I cancel this. I mean, I close this out in case someone was busy typing something up as I was about to end this because I hate when people do that. Like when I'm typing something and the live stream just ends, I'm like, dang, I was just about to ask him something. So I'll give it a few more seconds, then I'll end it, and then afterwards, like I said, you can watch this on the replay, and you can just ask me something in the comment section. All right, guys, appreciate it. Talk to you soon. I'm gonna go ahead to Moonlit Fern's channel after I end this. Then I'm going off to exercise for the night. But I'll talk to everyone later. Thanks.